carried her to a back porch and laid her down on the kitchen table. Roosevelt and Waters just watched. We weren't saying anything. It was immediately perfectly clear what had happened. She was fairly light-skinned. She wasn't at all dark skin. Her hair had been straightened, combed. Pretty little slip of a girl. Kind of skinny, like my own daughter. Almost her age. We talked it over. Waters did his paperwork. We sat there talking till sunup. Roosevelt and I went to get breakfast. Mayor's office opened at 8 o'clock. We were in there at 8. He was there. He saw us coming. Started talking before we even got close to him. Said that he'd already got it taken care of. That he'd had a good long talk with a cop, with Peabody. And made it clear to him that if he ever did something like that again, he'd get fired. By this time, Roosevelt and I were sitting down in front of his desk. Same anger that I felt toward the highway patrolman in Charlie's garbage bag shroud came over me. I told the mayor that his cops didn't get a license to shoot deer, one a season. I was banging on his desk with my fist with each word. He had a bunch of little ceramic gewgaws lined up on his desk. And each time I hit the desk, one or more of them would pop off the top. They were smashing on the floor. I was making a mess. I scared the mayor so badly that he pushed his chair back so strongly from his desk, kicked his feet up and just pushed against the desk, and his chair went shooting back hard against the back wall behind him. He thought I was going to come over the desk and kill him. Little pleasures. We got up and walked out. There wasn't anything there. Nothing to do. Went back to my home, made some phone calls. I called NAACP Legal Fund in Washington, D.C., talked to them about it. Called the civil rights attorney I knew in Atlanta, another civil rights attorney in Jackson, Mississippi. The Civil Rights Act of '65 was in force. It gave us entree to federal court where we could maybe get something done. I asked Roosevelt if he knew how to find Charlene's family, and he did. They lived in the next county south. I get a block on the name of that county today. I'd seen bodies at Dock Waters from that county before. One was a young boy man. He'd been run over by a car. He was brought in as a hit and run accident. I watched as Waters cut off his clothes, his pants. The guy's genitals were missing. We looked at each other and we said identically the same thing simultaneously. Damn skilled hit and run. Checked into it, turned out the kid had the stupid misfortune to have the same girlfriend as a member of the Klan. That wasn't a good idea for anybody. None of the bodies I saw at Waters' office had any truth associated with them. Nobody was murdered. They were all murdered, but nobody was murdered. Hit and run, accidental killing, no ill intent, no one guilty. Always the same story. After talking to the attorneys, I felt that in this case we had a chance to be able to do something at last. That Charlene would not be forgotten. That we could cost the city some money. In fact, I was even feeling pretty good about it. It seemed like a great opportunity to strike back, win something for a change. So we drove out south into dark piney woods. The whole county was about pine timber and turpentine, multiple products of the pine trees, loblolly, longleaf. Forest covered a good part of that county. All the towns were small, except for the trees. There wasn't much there. It was pretty. It was a beautiful morning, sun was shining, clear, warm, not hot. We talked about what we could say to the family about the possibilities of getting into federal court and suing the shit out of the city. Family lived out in the country. It was a small dairy farm. I was impressed by the quality of the house, the barns, the fences, the gates. It was obvious someone lived there who cared about things, who put in a lot of work with his buildings and his fences. Front yard was fenced in, had flowers and a lawn. The gate was on a chain with a little 14-inch plowshare hanging on the chain that provided weight to snap the gate back whenever it was open so that cattle couldn't get into the front yard. Small whitewashed clapboard, stone front porch covered. Handmade square wooden pillars supporting the porch.